So, disclaimer, I do not play Warhammer 40k. I know a lot of you do, though. That is why I'm talking about it. So, I'm not going to add my own personal opinions. I'm just wanting to know what everyone else thinks, because the way it looks like it's kind of a change that people aren't exactly happy about. It doesn't even look like it's a political, like, oh, well, we don't want to offend this. It just looks like they're changing to change it. I haven't read the article yet, but just from what I scanned, it seems like that's the case. So let me know if this is something that changes things or whatever. Let me know if it's a change that is like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Or no, it's stupid. Why are they doing that? So I'm just reading an article. All the words coming out of my mouth while reading this article are the words that you see written. All right. But fans decry Games Workshop changing Warhammer 40k lore against the Eldar Wraithbone, now manufactured instead of sung. Last year, Games Workshop created an incredible controversy by changing the lore around the Adeptus Custodes and to include females. Now, Warhammer 40k has gutted the lore of the Eldar in a less modern political way, changing Wraithbone, a material used for constructing weapons, to be grown as much as it is forged. Last year, Games Workshop infamously retconned the Adeptus Custodes by adding females to their 10th edition of Codex Adeptus Custodes. An excerpt reads, Custodian Calidus, Corvalia Kesh stood up upon the bridge of Cobra-class destroyer, named Vigilant Flame. The warship belonged to the mighty Battlefield Solar. She lingered in the shadow at the back of the bridge, positioned at the spot where she could observe the actions of every crew member by they in the instrumentation pits, at the armament shrines, or in the case of Shipmaster Lethwick, stood Ramrod, Ramrod, straight before his command throne. Another excerpt makes it clear that Kesh is indeed a female custode, given that she wields a guardian spear. It states Kesh was warned. Okay, actually, why are we talking about this? Let's get into the actual thing here. Let's see. Custodes right there. Okay, here we go. Now in the 10th edition Codex Eldari, Games Workshop has changed the way Wraithbone has always worked historically. It says the Wraithbone, substance from which each craft world is wrought, is a composite material formed from various compounds, ores, and minerals. It is as much grown as it is forged. Wraithbone was originally a warp-based material sung into existence, but now it's been muddied to how it comes about with the terminology grown as it is forged. Stay hydrated, kids. Not even cold. Like it's freaking cold out today. Just whether it's cold or not, just stay hydrated. Fans are speculating that this is a lore adjustment to make up for future error in a forthcoming novel. Contrast the new lore change to the 2E Eldar Codex, which states Eldar technology is based upon psychokinetic engineering, the manipulation of matter using mental energy. The materials they use mutile psychoplastics, which can be really readily formed into a shape, to solid shapes, psychometric under psychometric pressure. Such materials have many unusual qualities. In some respects, they are more like living tissue than inert substances, growing and reacting with their environment in a similar way to plants. Simple devices include weapons like the shuriken catapults, which the Eldar are especially well known, function in the same way as the equivalent human items. Although formed with complex psychoplastics, the completed device is a machine or a component that works in a conventional manner. Of course, Eldar weapons usually store energy and is far more efficient than the human equivalent, but that makes little difference to their effectiveness. The most unusual of these psychoplastics is called Wraithbone. All the craft worlds are built upon a skeleton of Wraithbone whose structure extends throughout the gigantic craft like a set of ribs. What is a skeleton's favorite snack? Wraithbone is an immensely resilient substance, far stronger than the strongest plasteel, and far more difficult to damage than adamantium. If it is damaged, it will gradually repair itself, although the process can be accelerated under psychometric pressure. The manipulation of matter using metal energy is key, making it a distinct substance with unique qualities. Changing it to grown and forged takes away from the uniqueness of Wraithbone and turns it into something generic. Spirit Stone is a tool which allows bone singers to draw raw energy from the warp and shape it into matter. The matter created in this way is called Wraithbone, and it can be physically teased and manipulated by the bone singer into almost any form I found some problematic language. Any form he wishes. Wraithbone is extremely tough and resilient. It forms the backbone of spacecraft and large structures, as well as countless smaller items. Nor is Wraithbone only used in Altarian artifacts. God, that word. Utilitarian artifact like spacecraft is also used to create sculptural works of art, because Wraithbone is a solidified form of warp energy. It has several special properties. It never really uses its physical connection to the warp, and that in a sense part of it remains in the warp at all times. It's like Schrodinger's cat. It exists and it doesn't at the same time. Part of the warp, but it's not at the same time. As a result, Wraithbone can channel psychic energy much as an electric cable carries current. At the same time, it also contains psychic forces and can shield the forces it contains from other psychic energy. As is made obvious here, grown as much as forged is completely inaccurate as a way to describe the substance. As I'm saying, I don't play the game, so if this is a change that seems stupid to people, let me know. If this is a change that seems logical to people, let me know. I'm just reading this, okay? Before I get the, oh my god, God. You know, like I always do, people read the title of the video and then just suddenly go to the comments before watching the video. Fans are decrying that the change. Fans are decrying the change already. Wokehammer Els posted to Twitter on the topic saying, Eldar Wraithbone got retconned in the codex apparently. Lol. Went from something sung into existence to something manufactured. 10th edition has done and will continue to do untold damage to the hobby. As minor of a change it seems on the surface, its erosion of 40k's mystic elements. Reject 10th and stop buying slop. Gorgon Slayer 69. Nice. Mocked the idea with a meme based on the original Adeptus Custodes announcement saying, lore doesn't matter, chud. After the Adeptus Custodes debacle, one would think Games Workshop would take more care. Really? Much more care with the lore and not go back on established backgrounds to alter for upcoming product. However, the company has learned little in the last year of controversies. No comments down there. Yeah, so I talked about the whole with the female custodes, and people were pretty pissed off about that. Of course, you have the typical, oh, what does it matter, John? What does it matter? It's like, well, do they not have a female version of that? Like an all-female? Why do you have to have an all-male group, but then add females? Can we not just have, you know, separate groups of people who kind of do similar things, but just one group of male and one group of females. I mean, it seems like a pretty solid idea. But when it comes to this, now they're just changing the lore of how it's produced. You know, it's a minor change, but it's like the person said, it kind of has, you know, it'll have a kind of a lasting effect, especially when it's, you know, it's kind of ruining the whole mysticism and the magical properties of it. But again, I don't play the game, so that's why I'm relying on you guys. I just read the article, so. But yeah, if you think it's a stupid idea, let me know. If you think it's a fine change and whatever, let me know. But anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.